In the centre of York lies one of Britain's most visited museums, Jorvik. Join us now as we take a look around and travel back to the age of the Vikings. The site of the Jorvik Museum was purchased in the 1850s by confectioner Thomas Craven, who built his candy factory on the site. Upon his death in 1862, his widow, Mary Ann Craven, continued the business, and a century later, in 1966, Cravens relocated to a new factory on the outskirts of the city. Between 1976 and 1981, after the old factory was demolished and prior to the building of the Coppergate shopping centre, the York Archaeological Trust conducted extensive excavations in the area. Well-preserved remains of some of the timber buildings of the Viking city of Jorvik were discovered, along with workshops, fences, animal pens, privets, pits and wells, together with durable materials and artefacts of the time, such as pottery, metalwork and bones. Unusually, wood, leather, textiles and plants and animal remains from the period around 900 AD were also discovered to be preserved in the oxygen-deprived wet clay. In all, over 40,000 objects were recovered. The Trust recreated the excavated part of Jorvik on the site, peopled with figures, sounds and smells, as well as pigsties, fish markets and latrines, with a view to bring the Viking city fully to life using innovative interpretive methods. The Jorvik Viking Centre opened in April 1984. In 2001, the museum was refurbished and enlarged at a cost of £5 million, and a further investment of £1 million followed in February 2010. These investments were used to intensify the message at Jorvik, and included such changes as extending the ride time to 12 minutes, as well as adding more high-tech elements, and included a hike in the technology and animation elements, and increasing the sensory stimuli to include smells, more sound, heat, cold and damp. Visitors are taken back in a time capsule to 5:30 PM on the 25th of October 975 AD, and then embark on a tour of a reconstructed Viking settlement, which includes voices speaking in Old Norse, as well as aromas and lifelike animated figures made by laser technology from skeletons found on the site.
Viking age smiths were masters of their craft, and here in Jorvik they made everything from needles to beautifully ornate handles. Now we'll go across to the next property and visit his neighbour, Unni, a woodturner who lives in one of the new style wooden planet buildings. Unni is making cups and bowls by turning wood such as oak, brack and his cold mail. You can see all the wooden core waste on the ground which children may have used as spinning tools. By the way, it's this trade that many think gave its name to Copenhagen, the street of the cup makers. Another building is being built behind Unni's house. Here, the cellar is being dug out and lined with oak planks before the upper story is added. You can see a stack of turrets over there that are going to be used to roof this building. Looks like the builders are having a rest break. family also look like they're taking a break. The children being taught to play Nefertari by their grandfather. We found a wooden gaming board and lots of crown pieces here made from bone, wood and ivory, so it must have been popular at its time. Let's go back towards the river where big trading ships are beat that have come up from the North Sea. Here, traders are unloading their goods alongside fishermen cleaning their catch. Goods and raw materials from across Britain, as well as rare and valuable items from further afield, were brought into Yorvik here. Iron alloy bars from Britain alongside amber, sharpening stones and walrus ivory from Scandinavia, and good wine from the Rhineland. Jorvik was truly bustling, a vast international trading centre. Here's some fishermen cleaning their catch and mending their nets. Fish from the rivers and the sea were brought into Yorvik, and we found thousands of fish bones that tell us exactly what the people ate, which included lots of fish, eels, and even oysters. So these men are probably doing a roaring trade. Have a look at the man gutting the fish. His face has been reconstructed based on a skull that was found in York. Later on in our visit, we'll see more real faces like this. This next plot is a backyard where the people living here seem to have been dyeing their own cloth. The people of Jorvik spun fleece, then dyed and wove their own wool to make textiles from which they made their own clothes. Natural dye products such as madder, ray, wool, and dyer's greenwood were all used to create shades of red, yellow, green, and green. Vibrantly coloured clothes have certainly brightened up the streets of Jorvik. On this plot of land, there was a gully that contained dyed blank waste, suggesting that a dye bath had been tipped into it. Limestone lined that ditch running up to this next building, forming a passageway to the back door. We are now entering one of the new-style oak-plank buildings. We are still discussing whether these buildings were one or two-storey, but they all had rooms or cellars below ground level. As we travel through this two-roomed house, you can imagine that the floor at the back is being built, and you can see the cellar below where goods are stored. Above this sunken room, the window openings are only small, so, as you can see, it would have been quite dark inside these houses. In addition to the hearth, small pottery lamps and wax candles were used to create light so that the people who lived here could carry out their everyday tasks. In this front room, you can see a woman working at the loom, which was used to weave woolen cloth for clothing and blankets. We're now moving into Coppergate itself, an important commercial street right in the heart of the city of Jorvik. As you can see from these stalls, you can buy almost anything here. Coppergate is just one of the many streets in this city, which was home to more than 10,000 people. The streets of the city of Jorvik are covered in filth and muck, rutted by cartwheels and with potholes everywhere. This leather worker seems to be having a problem sewing his shoe pieces together and looks like he has Viking's disease, a Dupuytren's contraction. You can see it's caused the fingers on his hand to become clawed. It's a genetic disorder that runs in families and seen particularly in middle-aged men. Tradition has it that it originated with the Vikings who spread it throughout northern Europe and beyond as they travelled and intermarried. This couple here are arguing about what to have for supper, meat or fish. It would seem that life hasn't changed too much over the last 1,000 years. They're arguing in Old Norse, but if you listen carefully, you can hear Old English, Middle Welsh and Old Irish all being spoken in this street. Here's a food seller trying to sell this wealthy-looking woman cabbage of some sort. It doesn't look like the type of thing that would tempt her or her young baby. This woman looks like she's struggling to cross the road. We only found 2 complete skeletons in the excavations here, and this one is based on one of them. You can see that she's walking with a crutch due to her hip problems and arthritis.
Beyond the settlement tour is an extensive museum area which combines an exhibition of some 800 finds from the site, with interactive displays and the opportunity to learn about 10th century life and to discuss it with Viking staff. Amongst the exhibits is a replica of the Coppergate helmet, which was found near the site of the centre and is now in the Yorkshire Museum. Between October 1989 and July 1990, Yacht excavated the cemetery of the long-vanished Church of St Bennet on Swinegate in York. Around 100 human burials were found. Amongst them was a group dating to the period before the Norman conquest. The skeletons from Swinegate on display at Jorvik were selected for further analysis in 2015. Both were coffined, which may indicate that they were of higher status. One is of a female aged 26 to 35, the other is a male over 46 years of age. There is so much to see in the museum, and it is amazing on how well the artefacts are preserved, especially as they are over 1,000 years old. Jorvik offers a unique experience which sets it out from other museums. Its ride system fully immerses you into the 10th century York, and the fact it is all set upon archaeological evidence, including the people, makes it truly remarkable. Tickets for a family of 4 is £46 and will give you free admission for 12 months, and in my opinion it is a price well worth paying.